Noble doesn't do anything rapidly or midway. Their most recent contribution, the M600 supercar, is the brainchild of the organization's new proprietor, American entrepreneur Peter Dyson, who, prior to buying the organization from its author, Lee Noble, was, and stays an ardent assortment of intriguing vehicles. His undisputed top choice of those in his assortment? The Noble M12, which was created by Lee Noble in 2000. In Peter Dyson's psyche, most current supercars depend too vigorously on PCs and gadgets to increase their vehicles. Dyson has an alternate vision. What he preferred best about the M12 was its effortlessness, and its dependence on unadulterated designing greatness. That is, indeed, why the M12 is the most loved vehicle in his assortment. So from multiple points of view, the recently delivered M600 is a revisitation of the organization's underlying foundations. The history of Noble. It is difficult to discuss the historical backdrop of Noble Automotive without discussing the British business visionary who dispatched the organization in 1999, Lee Noble. He's been planning sports vehicles, super games, and supercars since 1983, when he planned the Ultima Mk1. Having worked broadly with supercar producer Ascari, planning for them, most prominently, the Ascari FGT, in 1996. Noble passed on Ascari to shape his own organization, since his plan ethos started to contrast notably with different originators at Ascari. His vision was to create a less expensive, easier vehicle. To fabricate a moderately reasonable supercar that zeroed in on two things: uncommon designing and lightweight. From various perspectives, the Noble M12 was a definitive articulation of that vision. The vehicle won high commendation for its speed, force and taking care of, and turned out to be lovingly known as the Ferrari killer. Noble, however, has never considered his to be as contest for the Ferrari market. Ferrari mass delivers very good quality vehicles, and Noble has consistently pursued a more recognized, refined, and knowing business sector, an assessment shared by Peter Dyson, the organization's present proprietor. His minuscule organization just assembled 12 vehicles their first year in business, and just forms around 50 every year today, every one made by hand, and with a tireless spotlight on flawlessness. Each vehicle that carries out of the little industrial facility in Leicestershire, England is 100% custom. The future proprietors of the vehicle have contribution on pretty much every component and part of their new vehicle, with the goal that when it is conveyed to them, it suits them perfectly. Like an extravagantly custom-made suit. Assuming you need to change the shading, the inside, the sound framework, or for all intents and purposes some other element, you need however give the signal, and your longings will be incorporated into the texture of the vehicle. The suit similarity is a brilliant one, incidentally, on the grounds that the vehicle is handmade with carbon fiber, which starts life as a fabric, and is then cut into the 3D shape it will eventually take. This is, in enormous part, what gives the M600 its ultralight weight. Completely constructed, the vehicle gauges an inadequate 1198 kg, 2,641.138 pounds. That is an incredibly low weight, and when joined with the supercar's 662 strength motor, permits the vehicle to blow some people's minds, even among supercar aficionados. For the inquisitive, here are the applicable benchmarks for the powerful M600. 0 to 60 miles per hour, 3.0 seconds. 0 to 100 miles per hour, 6.5 seconds. Standing quarter mile, 11 seconds. Maximum velocity, 225 miles per hour. With numbers like these, it's not difficult to perceive any reason why the vehicles are so generally welcomed among the supercar local area. And as to value, you can claim one of these exceptionally fabricated designing wonders for around $300,000 new, which is, in the realm of supercars, a moderately unobtrusive cost. Albeit Noble left his organization in 2009 to frame another auto endeavor, Phoenix Automotive, the M600 demonstrates that he's left the organization in great hands. Peter Dyson shares his vision for what a supercar ought to be, and the two men center around the driving experience itself, considering two to be gadgets as an interruption, and something that isolates vehicle and driver. Dyson will probably interface his drivers with the street. Accordingly, the organization's proverb, flawlessness is a street, not an objective. Indeed, and an opinion that every single proprietor of a vehicle created by Noble Automotive profoundly gets it. It takes genuine expertise to drive one of these vehicles. There's no abs, and there's very little in the method of gadgets to impede the driving experience. There's you, an impressively designed vehicle, carefully assembled only for you, and the open street. One of only a handful few pieces of gadgets the vehicle accompanies is a switch, acquired from the British Tornado Warrior Stream, be that as it may. Worked with 3 modes, street, track, and hustling. This switch permits you to take advantage of the M600's marvelous force when you need it, and scale things back when you don't. Flip the change to the street setting, and you have an incredible however reasonable 450 horsepower at your order. Conform to track setting, and you gain admittance to another 100 ponies, carrying your all out to 550. Set it to race setting, and you access the full 650 ponies the supercar can convey. Each and every individual who purchases a supercar is searching for something other than what's expected. On the off chance that what you at last need are on the whole the electronic extravagant accessories, the contributions by Noble Automotive will leave you cold. They'll feel too stripped down and short-sighted for your preferences, and there are different organizations out there that will better take into account your requirements. Assuming, in any case, your attention is on the experience of driving, and you're searching for a vehicle that will really make you one with the street, and wipe out all that gets among you in it, the Noble Automotive M600 is a blessing from heaven. Add to that the way that you'll have a major hand in the dynamic cycle of what your completed item resembles, and can redo however much you might want. Realizing that a group of determinedly fuss-budget architects will add your ideal customizations to the fundamental plan. And it's not difficult to perceive any reason why Noble Automotive has procured the regard and appreciation of the supercar local area. They don't fabricate vehicles, truly. They tailor completely altered suits on wheels that you wear to your objective, and they are a miracle to observe.